All right, all right, all right, all right. Are y'all ready for this? This is episode next. I just wanted to drop this line because I was hearing some things over the airwaves about the contrast of fans versus players on the court. Okay, I can't say this goes for baseball fans or hockey fans or football fans or soccer fans or tennis fans. I mean, I don't know, but I can only talk about what I've seen, what I've heard, what I've experienced. Okay. So, Pat Beverly was having one of his podcasts, and Rome said something about, you know, players should be allowed to be heckled because they're paid so much. And they're in the limelight, and this goes with the territory. You're buying tickets to see them, so you should be able to heckle them. I'm not going to state my opinion just yet. I want to know your opinion. But I'm going to play a little bit of an advocate, a little back and forth here. Um, Pat Beverly did the same thing, was saying, you don't go and heckle Elon Musk. Rome said something about, Elon Musk, you don't pay tickets to go see him, and this, that, and the other. So what he's saying is, if I'm paying 100 to $1,000 for tickets. I'm sitting courtside, and I want to talk crap to you. I have every right to do so. Pat Bev was like, once it gets behind all these beers and this alcohol that you've drunken, the foozy boozy, the liquid courage, whatever, you want to talk crazy, but when you see him at a store, it's all, let me get a picture, let me get an autograph. The same energy isn't applied. Now, I am the aunt and great aunt of boys, a lot of boys, aging from 14 to 10 months old. Okay, I'm just speaking on my great nephews right now. Not the nephews, not the regular nephews, but the great nephews. And I'm an aunt, so my heart is all about their growth, their development, their accountability, their graciousness, their generosity. They're humble. I try to show them what humility is by my actions. I want them to see that it's okay to have emotions. I want them to know that it's okay to feel some kind of way and to be able to talk about it. I don't want the generation of my nephews to grow up thinking that, they have to have this exterior and this interior where it can't be penetrated by emotion. I would love for them to be able to express themselves to their partners, their wives, their parents, their aunts, their siblings. I want them to be able to feel free because a lot of men these days are that are grown feel like I can express myself, so they express it in different ways, and then anger can build up, emotions can fester in this day and age of mental health. So um, if I saw my nephew, this has happened. I'm not even gonna lie. This has happened to my nephews, my regular nephews, my sister's sons. Where we were at a tournament. Actually, they were at a James Harden tournament. May he rest in peace. He came to the city, this is his hometown, and he threw a tournament. So we went to the tournament, and my nephews were probably about maybe 16 and 14. There was a 3-and-3 tournament, and these grown men, they were probably in their 30s, maybe older. These grown men, my nephews was killing the court, and they won the first round, went to the second round. The next round was the championship round, so they were in the semis. And my nephews were playing against these grown men, and this grown man is sitting there talking, busting in his ear about, who that's your mom over there? Yeah, I'm gonna do this to her. I'm gonna do that to her. I'm gonna give it to her like this. Da 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 da. And my nephew is looking at me like I'm about ready to steal on him. Like, and I'm telling him, maintain, don't let him get in your head. I can't really hear what he's saying until I heard him like rough him up and called him out his name. And so he looked back over at me like, he's trying to maintain and be respectful while I'm watching him, but I have to let him be a man. I have to allow him to defend himself. And I didn't give him any kind of look. I didn't say anything to him. But I waited for the guy to try to catch eye contact with him. And he wouldn't. The whole game he was just really not looking at me, but he kept talking about me. I could tell he was talking about me because the way my nephew kept looking at me. So when he goes to my other nephew to guard my other nephew, and my other nephew like breaks the dude's ankles and goes up to the hoop to do a layup, um, the guy like fouls him real hard right in front of me, and he said some horrible things. My nephew got up and stole on him, like cracked him, and of course, a fight ensued. I tried to get in between the fight and, try to grab my nephew, make sure that he's safe, because people these days, they don't know how to take an L. They don't know how to take an L. And my nephews were winning by 4 points. So um, they didn't know how to take an L. I think they were 3 points away from winning or whatever, and they tried to separate them. Da, da, da. They wanted to continue with the game. And at first they was like, yeah, yeah, let's continue, these grown men or whatever. And so finally he catches eye contact with me, and I was like, really? I said, these are kids, and you're heckling him on the court. Like it really upset me, but I was just like, I was, it was unbelievable. So then, I came, I was right on the court, so I backed up off the court a little bit just to give some extra room, um, for the spectators. Because now everybody's around this particular court, because the fight just broke out a little bit, right? And so my nephew goes to break his ankles again, and he passes the ball to my other nephew, which has a wetter. Okay, he has a green all day, so he passes to him, and he goes to shoot it, and like a bull, the guy just rushes him like they're in football and tackles him. And so my other nephew jumps on him, and another fight breaks out. And so my nephew went to grab him to like throw him off of him, because he was on the ground, he was on top of the dude. It was wild. So the next thing you know, of course, what happens? You start bow, bow, bow. You start hearing all this stuff. So everybody's scattering. I'm making sure my nephews got a visual of my babies, and I'm like, run, go to the car, and they're like, we gotta get you, and you know, I'm um, I'm making my way there. You know what I'm saying? I'm making my way there, and it just I just wanted to catch the eyes of these dudes. It wasn't the dudes that was playing there that was busting or whatever, because they're on the court. I don't know if it was somebody that was cool with or whatever, woo, but I'm like, I can't believe this still happens. Like, I was a kid playing on the court. I remember hearing gunshots and all this, that, and arguments and fights and stuff. But dang, now my nephews, them generational, like it was like ridiculous. Like, but that's how basketball can be when people get heated and can't take a L. And to those grown men that are probably in their what 60s, 70s now, was it even worth it? Like, was it even worth it to be doing something like that? Like, that was stupid. So back to, should I be able to heckle a player that I paid $100 to $1,000 to watch? Should I be able to call him out his name, tell him he sucks, and this, that, and the other? Um, Personally, if it was my kids out there, if my babies, my sons, my husband, or whatever out there, you know, I would hope that they would, maintain and turn off the volume and close out the noise, but you really can't. They right there in your face. You fall into the crowd, they calling you all kinds of names. You trying to make sure that nobody got hurt, but here these fools is talking about, you suck and your wife's ugly. It's like, dang, how much abuse are they supposed to take? So what? They make a lot of money. So what? You coming to see them play. You're not coming there to heckle them, are you? Is that your whole purpose of calling somebody out their name and potentially getting thrown out for the rest of the season? Like, is it really worth it? Like, are you trying to get your 5 minutes of fame? Like, what really ticked me off was Tyrese Maxey. This dude is hollering at Tyrese Maxey, come out, do more, do better, or do whatever. And he simply replied, what more can I do? Look at the score. Look what how many points I got. And so I heard the dude say, well, I didn't hear it, but I heard on the media that the guy said something about his mother. And by the way Tyrese Maxey looked at the dude, he probably did. I mean, he looked at him like, boy, don't do me by my mama now. Don't talk about my mama, bro. Like, you can say everything you want about me, but why you gotta bring my family into it? Like, I remember some years back, some dude talking about Russell Westbrook's kids and stuff like that. Like, why are you talking about this man's kids? If you gonna heckle him, heckle him. Why are you talking about this man's family? Like, that's y'all some losers for that. And I'm not scared to say it. Y'all some losers. I don't care how much you pay for them tickets. You're not gonna sit there and dog out no grown man's family. Like, what kind of person is that? What kind of person goes to a professional game and sits there and talks about your kids is ugly, they dumb, they not gonna be good. Your wife, she's a this or she's a that. Like, really? I mean, it's different when players on players. When Garnett said something about Melo's wife, I'm not condoning that either. But I'm just saying it was kind of different because they was on the court. I'm about to bust you up. We on this court. Oh, well, I get fined 50 grand. I'm about to bust you up. You're talking about my baby. You know what I'm saying? You talk about my side. You talking about my rib. You talk about my galaxy. No, ain't no grown man finna let you talk crazy to them. Like, only in professional basketball do people feel like that's okay to do. In hockey, they got this glass up around them. They beating each other up. You cussing them out. They barely can hear you because of glass. It's so loud up in there. They barely can hear. Baseball, you sit so far away from the dang on diamond, they can't hear that. You might be above the dang on dugout or whatever, but they still can't really hear that. Football, they got helmets and you up in the stands, they can't hear that either. Soccer, you clearly far away. They can't hear that either. In tennis, you gotta hush or you won't get put out, period. So now basketball is the only sport that this is okay to do? I don't think so. I don't think so. I want to come to the game and I want to see a fantastic game. Yeah, Rome was talking about getting in their heads and this and that's not your job to do. As a fan, that's not your job to do. It's not your job to pay this money to sit and watch a game and get into that player's head. That's not your job. It's the team's job. It's the other team's job to get into their head, make them feel small, make them feel like they can't shoot another hoop or hit a free throw or whatever. Whatever. It's not your job to do. I don't care how much money you paying. I don't care how much money you paying to sit at that court side, the behind the stanchion, behind the bench, whatever. No amount of money should give you the okay to be disrespectful. Period. Don't be disrespectful. These men are men. They are human beings. Nowhere else on the planet can you bully somebody. What? Like, that is not okay. That is not okay. Have I said, oh, you suck? Yeah, of course. But I've never said, hey, Westbrook, you suck. Probably behind the TV, yeah. I mean, I'm not balling like that where I'm at the court side or whatever. If I was, I'd be more mesmerized that I'm on the court. Like, what? I can smell the hardwood. What? Please, somebody throw the ball out of bounds right here. I want to smell the jersey. Hi, Tyrese Maxey. You're doing great. Oh, you got 5 points. It's okay. You're doing great. I mean, really? Really, people feel that entitled that I pay so much money to buy tickets to see you and these other Ahmad players play. I can talk crap to you. I can get in your head. You know why? Because I'm entitled to. No, you're not. No, you are not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. You're just not. Like Pat Beverly said, there's no profession that allows you to heckle people. No amount of money, no amount of tickets, none of that. No, it don't matter how long you've been a fan. It don't matter. These people are human beings. They put all the work in they need to keep their bodies in shape to entertain us. We are not there to entertain them. Did you get chosen to be on a halftime show? Huh? Are you a dancer? Huh? Are you the popcorn guy? Huh? Are you the mascot? Huh? Are you? Well, then sit your down and watch the game. Quit tripping. Quit acting like this is your world and they just a squirrel trying to get a nut. Quit tripping. Quit tripping. I watched this podcast a few days ago, and ever since then I've just been boiling up inside. Like, what? What? Like, you really think that's okay? Like, what? If okay, say your mom's a teacher, okay, and she teaches at a private school where they pay tuition to get taught. Your mom got her whole curriculum out, and she's writing stuff on the board, and somebody, bow, shoots her with a spitball torpedo. Bow, hits in the back of the neck. She's like, okay, who did that? Everybody turns around. Everybody's laughing. She turns around again. Bow! Somebody hits her with a tomato. You suck! And you're like, okay, who doesn't like English? What's wrong with you children? And then she turns around again to write some more stuff, and they start throwing books at her. Boom! Bow! Smack! Is she is she entitled to tolerate that? Does she have to tolerate that? Even though she's getting paid by these kids' parents to teach them? Does she have to go through that brutality? No. No. She does not. Those are just bad apples, bro. Bad apples. Has anybody ever talked back to a teacher? Probably. I have, yeah. I have, yeah, of course. Is it right? No. Of course it ain't. Especially when my mom found out about it. Heck no, it wasn't okay. I mean, so where do you get this entitlement of saying I can do whatever I want because I paid money? I swiped my card. I paid my money. I haven't had not one drink of beer, but I'm gonna say what's on my mind. Your shoes are ugly. Your socks are too long. You're not better than X, Y, or Z. You'll never make Hall of Fame. You're never going to get a championship. Your mom is fugly. Why? Why? Rome, why you want to do that? Now, I'm not saying that Rome has said these specific things. These are just things that I'm just saying that could have been said in in a game, in a way, in a sense. Okay, so don't go, go to the Rome and be like, oh, this person's talking crap about you. No, Rome, I'm not. But I'm here for the smoke. And the smoke needs to be dredged up. That is not something that fans should do. I don't care what kind of fans you are. Philadelphia fans, Knicks fans, Clippers fans, Walmart fans, ceiling fans, industrial fans. No, 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 no. Nobody gets paid enough to lose their dignity. And no, I don't know not one man on that court that is willing. Okay, well, pretzel guy, maybe, but he cries a lot. Anyway, um, besides the pretzel guy, I don't know any guy on that court that's gonna be okay with you talking about their family or you talking that kind of ruckus to them. Like they're gonna say something back. And this is the first time I've ever heard of Tyrese Maxey getting heckled. And then him responding like, what? I let all the Kelly Oubre BS go by, like, man, get off the guy's strap. Like, move on. You know, it didn't happen to you, it happened to him. What he knows is what he knows. Whatever else goes on is none of our damn business. And you keep on saying, oh, well, they're celebrities. No, they're basketball players. They're people. They're human freaking beings. And if you can't get that through your head, something's wrong with you. You got something to say to me, you already know my email address. Hit me up because this is not cool. And I know that my boys, when I go see their basketball games, be for sure. I hear anybody talking about, oh, that kid sucks. I'm gonna be like, he'll get better. He's only in middle school, bro. He's a freshman in high school, bro. He's in elementary school, bro. He'll get better. But you ain't gotta talk that craziness to no kid. He's a kid. Just because he just crossed your son over, or just because he just stole the ball from your son or packed your son's shot, don't mean you gotta start badgering my kid. Trust and believe, I'm that kind of aunt. I am her, okay? I will have to say what I need to be said in a very kind and forward way. It's not gonna go down like that. I remember some years back when LeBron had to have his mama sit down. Like he said, "Mama, sit your damn. I can't afford for you to be out this game." He needed his mama to be there. He know out of every fan, everybody on this court, his mama was his one and true, only for show, 100%, no doubt about it, fan. Mm, 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 mm. And she was gonna make sure that that referee knew what was all over her mind. But LeBron didn't want her to get thrown out. He said that during the interview. I can't afford my mother to get thrown out of the game because I need her. And that's that. And that was that. Period. I'm that kind of aunt. Like, will my nephews make it to the pros? I don't know. I don't, that might be their aspirations. I don't know. Um, I'm gonna continue to watch them do whatever it is that they need to do. They turn out to be surgeons. I'm gonna be up in that little glass. They turn out to be attorneys. I'm gonna be back in those dang on seats. I'm gonna be that's kind of how I am. Whatever you doing this in a positive way, and you being respectful, and you got some humility about yourself, honey, do it. Now, 10 years from now, you hear me on the radio in an interview talking about who's that fan 6 seconds sitting in section 24 blue side on this that and the other court. Can I highlight you a little bit? Then you remember this podcast because I'm that kind of aunt. We can talk about this like some adults. Because to me, my kids is always gonna be kids. In my eyes, they always gonna be my baby. In my eyes. And if Westbrook was my nephew, if Tyrese Maxey was my nephew, and this dude was talking about my sister, his mother, oh, I would have been rewinding and rewinding just so I could see where he sit, where he sit. Because now I'm gonna go get that seat and I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna take your seat. Don't let you be a ticket holder. I'm gonna sit and sit next to you. Me and you. Hi. Hey. How are you? Oh, you're having a beer, are you? Oh, okay. I'll have a beer with you. Yeah. Would you like a pretzel? It's on me. It's on me. Let me stuff your mouth so you don't be talking crazy to my nephew. I mean, come on now. They play a game that they love. Anybody that loves this game would love to be in their shoes, but wouldn't want to take on that stuff that y'all put on them. All this pressure and all this chaos and all these rumors and all this other stuff. Like, man, crazy. Like, I remember this is the whole reason why I started liking Charles Barkley, and it might be a bad way that why I started liking Barkley, but it is what it is. It's my truth. But I'm watching the game, and Charles Barkley's like, he's being rough throughout the whole game. He clowning, he mushing people, he's doing a dang thing. I'm like, dang, this dude is crazy. This dude. It's just knocking people over and booming. Like, what is going on? Get out of his way. He shooting jumpers. He doing this, that. He goes to out of bounds, and some dude says something to him. Like, I don't know what he could have possibly said. But Charles Barkley, like, spits on this dude. I said, oh, no, he didn't. I said, this dude is tripping. The next thing you know, he got some commercials talking about anything else would be uncivilized. I said, oh, he tripping. Like, that's funny. That's funny. I mean, I don't know what the dude said to him. I don't know what Charles said to him, but it warranted him to spit. In this day and age, Charles Barkley probably would have been suspended for the whole year. But back then, I don't even think he got ejected. I don't think nothing happened to him in that game. Honestly, I think it wasn't even seen until like after the game. He might have took him to civil court or whatever. He spat on me. Ah! Anybody else be like, oh my god, I got some spit on my shoulder. I'm never gonna wash it. But this day and age, no, no. Do I think you're entitled because you bought a ticket to see a game? No, no. I wonder if that kind of heckling goes on in the WNBA. Shout out to the WNBA and WNBA. Shout out to their up and coming event. Yeah. Um. No, I don't agree with what Rome said about um. He's trying to get into their heads and they make all this money. And are you sure? And I just don't feel that's right. I mean, am I wrong for saying that? Am I wrong for saying that you should sit your tail down and enjoy the entertainment? Am I wrong for that? I mean, yeah, we all get hyped up and yeah, we cheering. You know, you can't make that. Boo! Don't make the free throw. Boo! Your mama. Boo 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 boo. But when you pinpoint a player and say, "Hey, Maxie, you douchebag," like, no, that is not okay. I think it's just disrespectful. There's no way that you would see him outside of the court and do something like that. Like Pat Beverly said, you want to be smiles and autographs and pictures, and all that, that, and the other. Bring that same energy to the game. You a fan outside the game, be a fan inside the game. Yeah, it's competitiveness. You could be competitive. You could, boo at the free throw and all that stuff, but come on, man. Don't holler at nobody's family. Don't sit there and talk about, you know, come on, man. There's a line. There's a line. And you, as a person, as a fan, you've got to see when fandom becomes fanatical. Okay? Fandom versus fanatical. When you're a fan, you're enjoying the game, it's entertainment, you're rooting for your team, you're booing the free throws at this other team, you're doing stuff like that, you're clapping at their turnovers, yeah. Then there's fanatical when you're talking about a grown man's family. When you're spitting, throwing stuff or, whatever. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. And wait a minute. Take a seat. Take 4 seats. How about that? And just be quiet. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it. My mother told me that my entire life. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it. And I ain't got nothing nice to say about these fanatical, disrespectful, entitled, fanatical fans. Are these what they call casual fans? I don't think these are casual fans. I think these are more fanatical fans. Casual fans are the ones that just limp in and watch the playoffs and, not really looking at the whole game and season in its entirety. Um, so I'm probably not talking about you casual fans, but if the shoe fits, put it on. Put it on. Cause no. And wrong, do better, bro. Do better. I enjoy your podcast with Pat Beverly with you. I enjoy it. I watch it as often as I can, as often as time gives me. There's a whole bunch of pods that I watch. YouTube, Spotify, all that. Um, and I just so happened to catch this pod about you saying what you said about you buying tickets. You have the right. And I completely was like, huh? What? No. I was totally thrown off by that. I thought at first you were playing devil's advocate and you were just, going back and forth. But no, you were for real. You were serious, and you're entitled to your seriousness. Of course, say what you want to say. It's your y'all podcast. I just wanted to disagree with you. Been wanting to disagree with you for the past few days when I heard it. I'm gonna continue to disagree with you on that front. Anybody else got their 2 cents they want to bring in? Message me at opinionated.b0ic3@gmail.com. You got any qualms? If you want to hit me up on Twitter at dang, what is my Twitter handle? Why can't I not ever remember my own Twitter handle? I remember it. It's a couple of tricky letters because my Instagram and my Twitter are similar. So it's underscore MI underscore VIAJ. I repeat, my X account underscore MI underscore VIAJE. If you got any business you want to talk about, we could do that. We could do that. We could do that. I also want to make a segment about some other things that they talked about on there. I'm doing a little more preparation for that. But look forward to that. I'm going to talk about the most underrated players from each team. And when I say underrated, I mean the most looked over, I should say, the most looked over player on each team. And these are players that get buckets. When they're allotted to get minutes, they get buckets. When they're allotted to get minutes, they make big moves. When they're allowed to get minutes, they are in the plus. When they're allowed to get minutes, they make a difference in the game. These are those players that I am going to pick out on each and every team. So it's going to be 30 players on each team. Now, um, the in-season tournament, boy, oh boy, Indiana Pacers versus the Boston Celtics yesterday. It was phenomenal. This in-season tournament brings a whole different kind of excitement. And I just see my boy, opinionated MJ. He just posted the trophies and the medals. Whoo! I ain't too much, about flash and satire, but whoa, them mugs is purdy. I think they purdy. Be real with you, them mugs. Oh wow, it's like the build up, like, and then that last second shot that oh boy on the Pacers took. Oh, that was so satisfying. Just the look on Jayson Tatum's face was just so satisfying. It was like, oh, 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 it's gonna be a battle. Oh, one and done, baby. Boston out. Boston out. It's because Chuck made a guarantee, so they should knew they was gonna be out. Out, out of there. So the next game was Sacramento versus the Pelicans. I just knew Sacramento was gonna come out hot, and they did. They did. They tried, but the Pelicans was ready. The Pelicans was ready to guard De'Aaron Fox with their life. Like the two players died on the court guarding that guy. Because he is that guy. De'Aaron Fox is that guy. And he was murdering people on that court. But they couldn't keep up. They couldn't keep up. CJ McCollum was doing it. Alongside, matter of fact, their whole team was putting in work. It was a huge team effort game. And boy, oh boy,
it was a great game. Tonight, who plays tonight in the game? Today is Tuesday. Tuesday, December 5th, y'all. And the game time is like minutes away. So let's see. The Bucks play the Knicks. Ooh, I'm about to be all over that. On TNT, of course. And the Lakers play the Suns. Who do I think is going to win? Ooh. Oh, man. Let's see. Dame loves those lights. Damian Lillard loves that light, boy. He loves the shine during that light, too, boy. He probably going to put up 40 in this game for sure. Ooh. This might be a winner chicken dinner for them. But who am I gonna say though? The Bucks and the Knicks, because Brunson loves those nights too. But is he gonna be able to outshine Dame? The big question is Randall gonna show up? So you know what? I'm gonna say the Knicks gonna take this game. It's in Milwaukee. They have home court advantage. I'm gonna say Milwaukee gonna take this game and play against the Pacers. And I'll let you know my decision about that game when that game comes afoot. The Lakers and the Suns, they're playing in LA. I'm going to say the Lakers. I think LeBron wants to win this inaugural trophy. He wants to win it. I mean, he set so many day records. Why wouldn't he want to be the first ever to win this trophy? The MVP, all that. Like, I think LeBron is gonna put on his cape tonight. I think he's gonna do what it do. So I'm gonna say the Lakers are gonna win that one. The Knicks and the Lakers are gonna be winners tonight, in my opinion. Tomorrow, the Wizards are gonna get visited by the Sixers, and Kelly Oubre Jr. is set to play. I am more excited for that than I am for the game to play because, dang, we haven't played basketball since what, Friday? It seems like it's been a whole dang week. I need some Philly basketball in my life for sure. Also heard the Embiid and Tyrese practice yesterday and today, so I'm hoping to see them on the court too. If you think about it, if you look at the next 10 games that the Sixers got to do, oh, those gonna be some good games. We can go on a pretty decent win streak in these next 10 games. Oh, let me tell y'all, December, we have 4 back-to-back games this whole month. 4. We had 2 last month. We got 2 in January. We got 4 in December. This schedule for us in the beginning of the season is crazy. I haven't looked at anybody else's schedule, but Sixers' schedule is crazy. Like, literally, of course, yeah, we have this week off. We're going to have some days off next week. But, oh my gosh, like, whoa. It's when I looked at it the other day, I said, oh my gosh, December is going to be crazy. We play every Friday of this month. And I believe we play every Wednesday of this month. Except for I think the 13th or something like that. It might be the 27th. Anyway, it's a lot of back-to-backs. 4. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in the freaking month. 1 week is already gone. And we play 4 back-to-back games. So not only do we play 4 back-to-back games, then we have 1 day off, back at it again. 1 day off, back at it again. 1 day off, back-to-back games. Then 1 day off. Like, oh my gosh, like they are drilling the league today. This can't just be in Philly, doing this to Philly's schedule. Can't be. It can't be. I refuse to think that the league hates us that much. It's Philly against everybody, but I would refuse for them to hate us that much. So we just have to see. We'll just have to see. Also, tomorrow's game, the Pistons get visited by the Grizzlies. Pistons! It's your chance. They got a fallen team. They got a hurt team. You might want to get them right now. This game, what? Let's see, game 19. So y'all be back in 6 more games. Yeah, Detroit, this might be your chance, right, chill. No gas, no gas, no gas. I ain't trying to pull no shade or nothing like that, but it's funny. Opinionated. It's funny. You gotta laugh. These are jokes. Okay. The Cavaliers get visited by the Magic. I think the Magic and the Cavaliers game is going to be a great game. Since Cleveland's at home, I think Orlando's going to take them. We also got the Timberwolves getting visited by the Spurs. Of course, they're in Minnesota. They'll be taking that game. They just played them, and it was a close game. But the Timberwolves will learn from that game and win. The Hawks get visited by the Brooklyn Nets. They almost have identical records. I'm going to say that the Brooklyn Nets will take this game. But I want the Hawks to win because Brooklyn is in our division, in the Atlantic Division, and I don't cheer for no team in the Atlantic Division other than the Philadelphia 76ers. So go ahead, Atlanta. Take this game. I hope they do. Toronto's getting visited by the Heat. I hope the Heat destroys them in Canada. Go to Toronto and get you some insomnia cookies and beat the brakes off of the freaking Raptors. Turn them into tadpoles. Tadpoles. The Rockets are getting visited by the Oklahoma Thunder. The Thunder is going to probably play hard as they've been playing. Man, that is really a good team they got over there in Toronto Oklahoma. For real, they got a really strong team, and I think they're gonna take that Houston game. The Bulls getting visited by the Hornets. The Hornets are down some players, so Bulls. I don't know if you're sitting out players because you're ready for them to be traded or what, but this could be a nice little win for you. Showcase your talents. Who's going to guard your boy? Who's going to guard DeRozan? Who's going to guard Levine? If he's playing. They don't have it on Charlotte's team. They just don't. Scary Terry is still scary, but doesn't play that much defense. Moving on. Dallas is getting visited by the Utah Jazz. Dallas took a really, really bad loss the other night, so I believe they'll bounce back in this game. The Clippers getting visited by the current champions, the Denver Nuggets. I think the Nuggets are going to wipe the hardwood with them in their own court and their own house. I say they win by 14. Anywho, the Warriors getting visited by the Blazers. I'm gonna go ahead and say the Warriors will take that game. They just lost a buzzer beater, baby. Those stomach ulcer games that I can't stand to watch. I hate watching stomach ulcer games. They give me just bad stomach problems. I hate buzzer beater games. I like winning them, but when it's down to a minute and we tied or we up by 1 or down 1, it just, oh my gosh, gives me ulcers. Gotta drink a whole gallon of milk, and I'm lactose intolerant. So, Scary Terry gonna do his thing in Colorado. That's no trade hint or anything, but he would do good in Denver. He would. Because Charlotte seems like that's where teams go to be traded. I mean, look at the Bobcats. Can you remember when they had the number one pick, like over and over and over? Then they had like the top three over and over. And then they had the top five over. I mean, they've had so many top players go there, and they didn't go anywhere. Look what happened to Kimball Walker when they finally traded him. Look what happened to him. Where he at now? Oh, speaking of where he at now, Zaire Smith. He trying to make a comeback to the league, y'all. Let's go. Let's cheer for this fella right there. He playing for the Cavalier G League. What are they called? The somethings. The Charge. I think the Cleveland Charge or something like that. Shout out to Dr. Zaire Smith. I'm glad you're healthy. I'm glad you're trying to get back in there. Do your thing. I was just talking about you a few pods ago. Go out there and do you, homeboy. Get it. He was a top 20 pick. Get it. Yeah. Shout out to them. Shout out to the fellas that play in the G League. Shout out to the players on Philly squad, the Blue Coats. Shout out to all those young players trying to make it. Stay healthy, stay focused, and play with everything on the court. Do your thing. Do your thing. To my team, the Sixers, I hope everybody stays healthy. Springer, get healthy, stay healthy. Everybody stay positive, and you know, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. And thanks for listening. Thanks for joining. Please, please, please like this video, this podcast, this audio recording, this commentary that I call me, this opinionated voice. Share with it. Share it on platforms all over. Let it just ring out. Just opinionated voice. Like, I got stuff to say, and I'm gonna say it. That's what I want to do, because it's my time. It's on me, right? Right. Okay. Good little pep talk for myself. Hoo. All right. So, you guys look out for that new opinionated media coming out. Website, opinionated media. Google it. You'll see a king. You'll see a rising star as the icon, honey. Yeah, look out for that. All right, peace. Hey, stay warm, stay good, be well.